I can relate to it so much because I remember, I would say at least 10 years ago when I was completely burnt out. I remember I was a, young mom. My kids were in elementary school, and here I am waking up at like 5 in the morning, getting on the train by 6:30, getting to work by 7, working the whole way, getting back on the train around 4:30, working on the train until 5:30, rushing to pick up the kids from daycare, and then dinner, baths, homework, all of that. And by the time the kids are in bed by 8:30, here I am logging back on from like 8:30 to 10:30, 8:30 to 12:30, depending on how much I had done. And this was like constant. It was just every single day. And then, on the weekends, that's my time to do the stuff that I had put off all week, the laundry, meal prepping. I did a lot of that on Sundays, just running errands, getting stuff done for the kids, whether it's calling, programs, or, getting daycare stuff done, or summer planning, or whatever it is. It was just like constantly being busy and stressed out and overwhelmed. And it wasn't fun. It was actually quite the opposite. It was draining. It was tiresome. I felt completely depleted because you can't sustain that type of way, right? Maybe you think you can, but in the long run, it really does take a toll on you. So it's something that we really need to be conscious of, because even though we think, okay, we're young, or we have to do this is the way the world works, I really, really believe that that isn't the only way. And once I finally started, this was probably about 7, 8 years ago, I would say, maybe a little bit more, I really started to realize that, like, I was like, there has to be a better way. I can't keep doing this. There's just no way that everyone in the world is living like this. And I began to, really try different things. And, I tried things that just didn't stick. I read a lot of books. I tried like yoga and, like breathing things or whatever, right? Workshops. I did like those personality tests to see, okay, well, is it my personality? Am I just incredibly ambitious? Which is true, right? I think people that are very driven and ambitious do tend to get burnt out. But it wasn't just that, right? It was these limiting beliefs in me that was telling me that I had to do it this way. That in order for me to be successful, I had to work, 60 to 80 hours a week. In order for me to prove myself, I had to be this person that overgave to the point where I was giving so much away from my own self and my own family time and my own time for my own growth and development. These are all limiting beliefs, right? I was afraid of failing. What happens if I don't work at this level? How am I going to be perceived? Who's going to hire me then? How am I going to ever get a promotion if I'm not proving myself consistently over and over again? And so these thoughts were really what was keeping me in that place of burnout. And when I started to realize that that's the pattern that I was going through, and that it was like constantly going through my mind and I couldn't stop it, then I started to make drastic changes in my life to really get over that thought process, right? Because it wasn't serving me. It was actually just keeping me in that burnout, and I was really no good to other people because I was depleted. I wasn't as creative as I could have been, like thinking of other solutions, whether that be at work or be at, at home. I don't think I was the best leader. I could be impatient or, not really thinking outside the box. I definitely know I was snappy with, at home because there was just, I was just not myself, and I was kind of short fused. So, there's all these things that we don't even realize that burnout does for us, right? It creates a different version of us that I know I didn't necessarily like. So if that's you, I completely relate, and my heart goes out to you because I know what it feels like 1000%. It's not easy. And what I can say to you, and the best thing that you can do for yourself, is to really take those steps, to look within and to look at the situation even as a whole, and really deconstruct it. Look at parts of your life where it's really, really affecting you. Where is this burnout coming from? What thoughts are you consistently having that are perpetuating in your mind? And when you start to see that these thoughts are what's keeping you in this situation, yes, you could have a difficult boss. You could have an environment where, where it's really, really competitive, or it's this whole hustle culture. But I want to ask you, what keeps you there? Why do you feel that this is the only place for you? Why do you feel that you deserve and only deserve this place out of all of the other places that you could potentially go? So if you don't change your mindset, no matter where you go and what you do, it's going to follow you. So the first thing, before you even change jobs, even change bosses, change environments, change what you do, if you're looking to change positions or change industries, you really want to look at your mindset. That is the first thing. And that is key for every lasting change. What is it that's keeping you in this place? Once you know, you've got to continuously make those changes so that you can get to a place where those don't affect you anymore. And yes, at the beginning, it's going to be a little bit more challenging, but as you go do it more and more, they're going to affect you less and less. And that is just a continuous reminder that that is not you. Those thoughts are not you. They are your fears talking, and you can go beyond that. You can push beyond that so that hi, hey Jess, thanks for joining. So you know that those thoughts aren't your thoughts, right? Those are your little thoughts, and you've got higher thoughts that are going to transcend those little thoughts. Those higher thoughts are, I can create my own reality. I can make massive shifts in my life. I can change my world and my thoughts so that my internal world is reflected by my external world, right? I don't need to succumb to these external limitations that people put on me, that society puts on me, that tell me that I have to live this way, that I have to be in all this hustle and grind all the time. You can change that. So be very conscious of your thoughts. That is the first thing. And once you've really gotten to a place where those thoughts aren't keeping you stuck, then you can make changes to your outside world. Then you can decide, do I want something better? Do I want to stay here and reflect the outside, the changes from my inside to my outside, so that other people, my colleagues, my boss, can also see these changes, and that's going to perpetuate in your life in a positive way. And then, you really want to realize that when you make these changes and you stop letting when you stop letting the outside world affect you and you really go within, you're going to be more productive. You're going to have more creativity. Your mindset is going to be at a different level. You're going to be able to find, do more problem solving. You're going to be more decisive. You're going to be more confident. You're going to be self-assured. You're going to have that belief from the inside. All those things that were stopping you then are going to be the things that actually keep you moving forward now, because you've taken those away and you've replaced them with more positive and healthier things. So this is how that burnout cycle can be broken. And it's something that you really can do on your own. And there's other ways that you can make it quicker. And one of them is to really get a coach or a mentor that's done it before. Someone like me, that's been this route, and I've found really healthy, effective ways to help you get out of it, and so that you don't go through it as long as I did, so that I can help you transmute it faster, easier, and you have that support and guidance from me. So if that's something that you're looking for, I highly recommend that you look into my Aligned program. It's closing its doors in 5 days, so you only have a few days to register at this point. But I'd love to see those women that want to really make a change in their life, to really see these benefits of doing the inner work, changing your mindset so that you can reflect that in your outside world. And I say this with the humblest of hearts, because I know this program is going to change so many women's lives. And not only are you changing your life, but what I truly believe in is the ripple effect, because when you change, everything around you changes. You affect and you change other people that you don't even know are watching you, or those people around you that can sense your energy. These are people like people in your closest relationships, your children, your spouse, your partners, your friends, your family. They all can see, sense, and feel these changes, and they want that too, because they know and they see how it's affected you in such a positive way. So I truly believe that in you changing yourself, and being and reaching your highest potential, that you're also helping others do the same for themselves. So if that's you, reach out to me. I'd love to get you connected with the information for my Aligned program. I'd love to see you in this space. It's a container that's so safe and it's non-judgmental, and I'm really truly here to help guide you and really help you become the best version of yourself. So join Aligned. Be there in this community with other women that are going through similar situations that can also be supportive of you. I honestly talk about sisterhood and how important it is for women to continuously support other women. So Aligned is where it's at. I, in my deepest of hearts, know that if this is something that is perked you up, that you probably should be in there. So respond below if you have any questions here about either Aligned or about burnout, and things that I've talked about on this live, whether you're watching live or on the replay. I'll definitely get back to you. And until next time, I hope you have a great week ahead, and join Aligned if that's something that's calling to you. Okay, bye-bye.